All right. So, hey, man, I appreciate you coming on. I know that you and I have a little bit of a fun history. We've met a few times. We met at the Streamer Awards. We met at the well, you were too cool at TwitchCon, but we've talked to each other a few times, and we've talked stocks and stuff like that in the past. And I know you're a big shot, so thank you for taking time to come onto my small stream. But you were one of the people that I really thought about, and this is all jokes aside, I really wanted to get your insight on this because we did a big breakdown about esports organizations, esports in general. We looked at TSM selling their league spot, and we looked at the breakdown and how like people like Riot are putting on these events that they're charging millions of dollars to get access to. And we looked, and I have it on screen here, what the breakdown is of these business models. And this is from 2017, but it's basically showing that their income is 75% sponsorships and advertising. Prize pools make up 9%, betting and fantasy 5%, which I'm sure is more now. Amateur and micro tournaments, including like the league, what do you call it, the minor leagues, 5%. Ticket sales 5%. Merchandise and tickets 2%. So the only one that we have public information in is on FaZe. And so obviously there's a lot of other things there, but looking at I'm sure you've looked into their financials, but we broke it down.
Yeah, a lot of the quarterlies, yeah.
Yeah. So we looked at it and we were looking at the numbers here and it was god awful. Now, I don't know if that's a business decision or if that's just the norm out there, but I don't know. This is one of those areas where I don't have a lot of experience. And you recently announced that you were joining with the Moist guy. What's his
Charlie, Moist Critical, yeah.
Moist Critical, thank you. And you're joining his organization, or are you co-owner now?
Co-owner. I got ownership. I have a stake in Moist, and then I have an offshoot of Moist that is my own division that operates a few different esports that he's not currently in or wasn't in before.
Okay. So now I am going to interview you like some actual interview person for a minute because I want to get some actual facts before we get into the fun part of it. Okay. But let me ask you this. Why would you do this?
Well, okay. First of all, the best way to make income in esports is outcome. So buy, spend. Get a couple big investors on board, maybe a big crypto exchange, burn the money till you start winning enough to start making the money, okay? And let's start localizing fast. That's what I say. All esports should be localized. So I'm hoping we can spin this interview and you can maybe invest.
Well, first off, it sounds like ChatGPT wrote that statement there, so I'm going to be honest with you. But the reason that I asked this is that my argument is that if you want to be successful financially as an esports organization, you have to focus more on the brand than the actual tournaments. And looking at this chart, it looks like that may be in play. Now, before you answer, before you get a take on it, let me say where I'm coming from. Yeah. So FaZe, for example, got a lot of their success because they were talked about, right? Clicks drive advertisers, and as long as you are making headlines and you have press, as long as it's not too bad, you're going to bring in advertisers, right? You're not going to bring in Disney and those, but as long as you cross that line and you have, you don't cross that line and you have those clicks and you have that viability and those eyeballs, tournaments are going to want you there because you're going to bring viewers and sponsors are going to know that you're going to bring viewers. They're going to bring that. And that's where some of that revenue comes from. Obviously, you have to do somewhat good in these tournaments or nobody's going to want you there. So my case is that you have to focus on at least 50% of it being a brand that is going to bring that in and not just a competitive team. What's your take on that?
I think it makes sense, but I think the way that a lot of teams have built brand or thought to build brand was at first win esports events, which turned out to be a bit fickle in a brand building sense, because if you start losing, then all your history of winning gets kind of wiped away. So like TSM is a good example of this, where they built a brand on being really good, and then when they were not so good, they get made fun of and they get called free SM, and it switches very quick. And then I think the other way you build brand is by having like influencers join the org, and that's why like pretty much every esports org has signed an influencer. But I feel like that's also kind of a flop just because of how pricey influencers are and how little they seem to do for the orgs themselves. They kind of just sit there, yoink a paycheck, stay on the org for a couple years, then dip. And I don't know how much value that truly adds. There's some one-offs we can name where it's a great influencer matching with an org, but there is 100 other influencers we can name who have been on 3 or 4 orgs who haven't really made a long-lasting impression for that org. So it's like, okay, then if you go back to like, how do you build a brand? Who are the people who've done it successfully? I think in esports, for sure, 100 Thieves have.
Yeah, I made that argument. I agree. At least for a while there, I feel like I don't hear about them as much, and if I don't hear about them, I feel like they must be.
Yeah, and I think the way they did it was a lot of flashy headlines, doing things people hadn't done, having some success in esports, but also having a influencer / gamer owner in Nadeshot. Like, I think Nadeshot brought a lot of value in just being the face of 100 Thieves. I assume you knew. Who do you know in terms of like leads of esports orgs? Did you know Nadeshot?
You know that I stay in my corner of the world. I'm a finance guy, so I don't really deal with a lot of people outside of people that like understand money or just like to bullshit.
Sure.
I know who Valkyrie is, and I know of Myth. I don't know anybody else in that organization, so I'm not probably the best person as far as like the branding of it.
You're 1 for 2. It's not bad.
Oh, is Myth not?
He's not. He was on TSM, but he's not
oh,
on TSM.
okay, it was there. All right, so I'm that clueless, and that's why I say as far as brand, like you know, I know 100 Thieves because they did a good job of, you know, being a brand for a while there, and it was one of those ones where I'm sure it costs a lot of money. Like looking through the financials of FaZe, like it costs a lot of money to get your name out there, but. The idea for me is it's like when I say influencer or brand, I don't necessarily mean like the t-shirts and merchandise sell. I'm like, for example, you have a brand, right? Like you have a way of doing things where it's your brand of things and you have a following around your brand. Like I have a brand of bringing somewhat honesty and mimi and whatever to the finance world. And so we have brands, but like you're selling the brand, but you also have to be competitive. That's just my outside perspective. So you invested and took a stake in this, and I'm wanting to ask: is it because you're seeing more of this becoming something you want to make a more competitive team, more of a branding, or a hybrid of both?
I think it was less risky because I am somewhat risk averse for me to join an esports team alongside Charlie as opposed to making my own team. And I decided very early on that I would not make my own team. It was not something I would ever do. I have zero interest in it. It costs a lot of money. And most of the esports teams who do make money, it's oftentimes not because of their esports side. Like something that is like well known in the esports industry, but maybe not from the outside, is TSM makes money. They make a good chunk of money, but because they own a lot of like digital assets. And I think Team Liquid similarly, like with Liquipedia, they own basically like websites and software that can like make a bunch of money. That is in the esports realm, but it is not their esports division that is making money, if that makes sense. So it's like, okay, well, then I'd have to create an esports team and then find something else to create in the esports team to make money. So that didn't really make sense. So joining with Charlie was a way to do esports, but split the cost with somebody else.
But what about cost of revenue? Like, I mean, they make a lot of money. Like, for example, I have the FaZe chart up here on their latest financials, right? Like, in Q1 of this year, they made $12.5 million in revenue. But
it's crazy.
They lost significantly more than that in the cost of revenue, right? So if I go to their revenue page right here, or if I go to, let's say I go to their statements and I go to their balance sheet, right, on the quarterly, you know, or not even that, even cash flow. It doesn't really matter where I go. Their cash flow right now, cash from operating activities, is negative $65.6 million. Their free cash flow is negative $69.91 million for the year.
How can negative money flow?
Because it's flowing out. That's what it's doing.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah. Like
so they're down. That's how much money that it's going. And you know, you can make a lot of money. Like their total assets are $50 million in Q1 of 2023. Liabilities, are heavy as well. So I'm just wondering, like, where does that cost of revenue? I mean, just for example here, their operating income was negative $13.3 million despite $12.5 million in revenue.
Yeah, they certainly spend a lot. And I think they're aware of that issue. They recently went through like 2 different rounds of layoffs. If I'm remembering correctly, they just let go 40% of their staff a week ago. And they've spent a lot on productions that get very nominal viewership.
And PPP loan retention is over too. Oh, I'm sorry. Too soon.
I don't even know what you're saying.
Okay.
Isn't that the thing that Tom Brady did that people?
I don't. Let's just move on. I'm not here for drama. Let's just throw that out.
7 rings, baby. Anyway, they also have a lot of invested in esports, but I would say the amount that they spend on esports is probably drastically less than they spend on like their content and their employees, and like it is not the bulk of the spend, I think.
Yeah, I don't know the individual. I don't know anybody in that organization. I don't have any likes or dislikes of people there. I'm just a numbers guy, and just because they're the only publicly traded one, we have access to their numbers, so that's why I'm using them as an example. But I just look at their numbers, and I'm thinking to myself, how could they ever get profitable at these numbers? And so I know you were aware of these numbers and your organization's numbers before you dove in. So I really just am curious, without getting personal, like, there had to be some kind of thing where you're like, I can do it differently because I don't want to be something like this.
I was burn money for 5 years. But I think the difference is I'm not trying to scale up to the point where I am phase, where I am bringing in 10 mil and, spending 12 mil. I've never thought that's to the point where I need to scale up to. I think you can do esports and you can do it smaller and more successfully in individual esports without having to scale out to what feels like what everyone needs to do. So it's like, if you start a sports team, you're just in one sport. Bing, bang, boom, you're done. Not to say that's cheap, but that's all you got to do. But for esports, for whatever reason, it feels like there's a necessity for every single team to be in every single esport. And if they're not in every single esport, then they're not making a footprint on that esport. But some esports are not made the same as others. Case in point, League of Legends. Very expensive esport to be in, and the viewership for that esport in North America has gone down for 6 years. Why it's gone down? That's not my problem. But what is my problem is if I were to get into it, I would have to spend more than any other esport, and to stay in it, I have to spend more than any other esport while it continues to go down. But then, like, a good example is Valorant is a esport that the viewership is only going up on. And it is much cheaper to enter because you do not have to pay for a franchised spot. So
yeah, TSM's selling their spot for what, 20 million?
Probably that's what they're trying to get. I don't know if they'll get that much because the North American circuit is much it's kind of fallen off a little bit, at least in the short term. So we'll see if anyone buys it for that valuation. But I know, like, Misfits is a European org, and this is the main value that a lot of esports teams get, is that they bought a franchise spot for an esport early. They got in early. So a good example is, again, League of Legends. They held that spot for a few years. That esport got a lot more popular. A lot more people wanted to buy the spot, and then they flipped it. And that is like where a lot of the teams have power. And Misfits is an example of someone who did that in Europe. They bought a spot. I don't know if they bought it at the start, but they flipped it, and then they sold it recently for over like 25 mil or something, reportedly over 25 mil. And so that was like a huge increase because to buy a spot originally, I think, was 10 mil or something.
Well, and thinking about it, I'm glad that I'm sure you're happy that you decided to make this decision now versus right around COVID, when the valuations on, just like everything in the stock market too, was insane because of the viewership from people working from home. I'm sure that spike, I mean, Twitch is another example of somebody who just, my viewership, whatever, hell, it just, it was good at the time and now it's hurting. So, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, okay, esports, I'm looking at some of these financials, I'm looking at where they're going. A lot of them have kind of disappeared. They're paying, they almost feel like they're doing what the streaming services or the streaming platforms were doing, where they're trying to, like, pay for the talent to like bring it in, kind of like we saw with like Mixer and Twitch and YouTube and Facebook Gaming at one point. And the amount that they're paying is insane because, I mean, they're just not getting a return on their investment. But at the same time, I guess they feel like they have to have that talent to bring in viewers.
I think early on, they just also had investors who would give them infinite amount of money without any real need to make a return on it. So I think like when you get a huge investment of 10 mil, like what are you going to do but expand. And that doesn't happen anymore. So now you have to like actually make a sound business strategy. And the business strategy of Moist, which differs from other esports orgs, is that we are creator owned. So we are able to use being in esports as content. We are able to watch our esports teams and stream it and get viewership without the need for the esport to be successful even, or the team to be the best in the world. Like just at its core, going live gets viewers. And so if you have something to do when going live, that is your esports team that will also get viewers.
Lud, are you laundering money?
A little bit.
Okay.
But this
I mean,
is not
I like you're
side.
I've never seen you this serious for this long. And it sounds almost like you know the IRS is watching right now. And I just feel like you're like, hey, I just want to burn money.
I pay my taxes. I pay almost all my taxes.
I owe so
fair
much of
and
my
square.
taxes still. I decided to have 2 kids. And dude, you know how expensive? Are you ever
Isn't that
planning on having
cheaper?
kids?
Don't you get like a tax
Bro,
deductible?
after as an individual, self-employed insurance and whatnot, after the deductible copay, the payments, the C-section, the whole after $70K out of pocket per kid, 2 kids the last 2 years.
Here's an idea. If you do a charity fundraising stream, you make a bunch of money in the charity fundraising stream, you donate all that money, then you get to write it off twice and you get all the money back.
Yeah, but see, I turned down ungodly amounts of money during the GameStop and the NFT and crypto hype from sponsors to keep my image and my brand and be authentic, and I feel like an idiot, bro. I know.
Yuck.
I was like, if I don't take this bag, I'll last longer because my community will know I'm a stand-up person and I won't do this. And my God, was I an idiot for that. Holy shit.
If you want to get paid right now, there's a website for it. And
No,
it's called kick.com.
Oh. Dude, you know Trainwreck blocked me on Twitter?
Oh.
Yeah.
How did that what did you do?
So I don't have a like a networking with other people. Like I have my own life. Like I'm the boomer on Twitch, right? Like I'm 38. I got 2 kids, a mortgage. I got a life. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. Like I'm a military vet and everything. Like I've done my shit. And so I do my own thing, but I try not to get involved in anything. But I saw this thing about mental health and about he had started up a new mental health thing for addiction. Yeah. And as a recovering addict myself, I saw a tweet about like, I paraphrasing, it said something along the lines of, you know, if you are supportive of rehabilitation and helping people with addiction, but you don't support what I'm doing, you're just as bad as those other people and you can go F yourself. And I was like, you know, you just started a company that, you know, we remember like BetterHelp and all these other things where people found out later on it wasn't what it was. I was like, you might want to like not, you know, it might sound like gaslighting that you're telling people either you support what I'm starting or you or whatever. And the dude blocked me. So I wasn't even trying to be a dick. I was just like, hey man, you might want to word that differently. But yeah, so I'm definitely not going to kick. I did turn down a Facebook gaming contract to stay on Twitch.
How much?
It was like 50 a month, but it wasn't anything that was worth like moving to Facebook for.
Not worth.
I know, right? I mean, I do finance. I have like the most expensive ad placement in the world, and I couldn't even get it.
Nah, not worth it.
How much did you get for YouTube?
Let's focus on esports for a second.
Oh, no. So you asked me, but now we're not going to talk about the Lud bag.
No, I asked you a deal you were offered, not a deal you accepted.
All right, what were you offered by Twitch?
Sides of the same coin. It was.
I'm just asking about a deal you were offered, not one you took.
Twitch's deal, and I have to be careful here because I still
don't. You're past that. You're past that.
I still have a relationship with Twitch.
Yeah, but you know how much it took to get you back on here? They denied you when at the end, the finale for my interview show, and my account manager, God bless her, I don't know why she keeps me around, pulled strings, and I'm thankful. And then I accidentally flamed them on Twitter. But go ahead.
I love Twitch. Okay. I think The Twitch deal is hard to surmise how much it is worth because in the amount of money they give you, they put the amount of money you're estimated to earn. And so to me, that is not
okay, so what was the estimate
of how much I was meant to earn?
Yeah.
So I think like I earned like about 4-ish, a little under. I think it leaked. I forget what the leak was. It was around like 3-4 through 2 years on Twitch. So it was that plus like another couple.
Okay, so 2 years, 7-ish.
A little under, yeah.
A little under, like and that, yeah. Well, that's. So then, obviously, the YouTube bag was deeper. Plus, I saw you were friends with the ex-CEO. How'd that work out? How did you become friends with Susan?
I just said on Twitter like that. Hey, come on my podcast as a joke because I was doing the podcast when I tweeted that. And then she hit my partner manager up, and she's like, let's do it. And then we did it, and then we talked.
Why do I get blocked every time I do that on Twitter?
You come off like a callous dick, I think.
No, I don't.
No, yeah. No,
I'm just like, hey, would you be interested in coming on my show and talking about this?
Maybe it comes off too self-interested.
Wow, because I usually I never ask to be. This is the first time I asked for front page, just because I knew it was the only way I would get you to come on. But I never even asked for that. I just say, hey, I'd love to get your insight, and I actually had a lot of interviews. But thanks for the self-aware. You said yes.
I said yes, front page aside, because I think esports is interesting. So okay, let's get back to brass tacks.
Not
for a
because we had a good relationship. Okay, cool.
No, and also the relationship part, huge aspect. I would say 95% of that, 5% esports, got me over the finish line. And I'm here bright and early, 9 a.m.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. I didn't think you'd make it.
I'm lying a little bit. I'm in Texas, so it's 11 a.m. But that aside, I'm in Texas actually because of esports, because I'm here with my esports team at our boot camp because we're in a playoff right now, a playoff run. So I'm hanging out with all the guys. So this is a perfect example of how Moist's business strategy differs from Team Liquid C9, FaZe, TSM, is that me and Charlie will both be live at 4 p.m. Pacific today to watch our esports team play in the playoffs, which will probably get a collective like 40K viewers across both, which ideally in a 2-hour plus segment, which is what it is, you can sell a sponsor on it and then start to make some return.
Hey, Mods. I'm sorry, Mods, can you please put #ad in the title? Thank you. Go ahead.
It's the Moist Moguls. It's our Valorant team. No, well, all that aside, I have yet to do a single sponsor on that specifically. So I say that
you came on my show to advertise your esports company.
Yeah, so I don't even care if you're a viewer to watch it. If you have a team and you guys want, if you have a company, if you want to sponsor us, no. But that's I think the idea, in conjunction with merch. Like I think merch will sell better for us than it would for an esports team because I have more ways to promote it. Like merch is still one of like the main profit.
But do you have like a brand? Like if I think of 100 Thieves, like I know their thing. If I think of FaZe, I know it's like that little F thing. TSM, I know about the stolen symbol from Ruger. I'm sorry, from Sig Sauer. But I can't think of like what is your guys' brand? Mine
is Mogul Moves, which has been pretty successful in terms of a brand for merch. And then Charlie's is Moist. And then the idea is it was combined together. So it's Moist Moguls, a.k.a. MXM, which when you say it out loud is horrendous. Fair. But the merch itself will probably be like Moguls with some moist, like some blue color waves. We have a water droplet guy. I'll leak it to you right now. I'll leak you.
No, it's not. I'm not your target.
I'm going to leak it to you. I'm going to leak it. I know, but I'm going to show you so you can get
Here's a true story. When I was at the Twitch awards, the streamer awards, the first one, the one where Cutie actually invited me, before I burned all the bridges there. I went and we went to that pre-party where we kind of hung out with everybody for a little bit. And I'm very brutally honest. I don't mean to be. It's just I don't have that kind of like filter. And I was talking with S-Fan, and they had just done OTK, and like they were wearing like their blue sweater with their little symbol. And I don't know why I said it, but I said to him, are you going to be changing the symbol? And he goes, why? I said, because every time I look at it, it reminds me of Clash of Clans. And like, I didn't mean that in a negative way. But like that's how inept I am when it comes to the esports audience, because I don't know, maybe that's a really good logo. Like, I just don't know. I don't have a logo. I just have the F cubed thing, but so you're saying that the merch, the logo, the brand all falls in behind it. So I know you don't like that I keep asking this, but what are you going to bring differently? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, as an esports, or like, we know esports organizations are bleeding money. They're not profitable. They are for a short period of time. We know that there's different aspects of it, but what are you going to do differently? Like, what is Moist Mogul going to be that's going to change the game? Like, that's what I want to know.
Okay, well, first off, I sent you my mascot if you want to check Discord.
That's
It's
a dick
Mogi.
pic.
That's not a
wrong.
dick
I'm sorry,
pic.
wrong DM. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, is that? How are you going to bring in advertisers with that one?
Mogi?
The
cute.
the. You don't think that's a
Yeah.
little much?
Chat, I'll show you guys. Can I show you your chat?
You can, unless you want me to show. Well, wait. Well, no.
Well, you
It's
can't show
true.
the merch
I found
above.
out. Hold on, before you do, I found out something about guest star, and this is why I bring people on guest star. Not only
What?
does Twitch love it and put me on the front page, but anything that the person on guest star does, I'm not responsible for.
Oh, well, you won't.
You
get
could
banned for
actually
this.
whip it out, and I couldn't get in trouble right now.
Well, I won't do that, but it's good to know that I could do that. Wait, I can just do it like this. Hold up, because I'm using. Oh, hold up. I'm a genius. Ready? Bang.
There it is.
That's Mogi. That's Mogi, our mascot. And then here is the more official mascot, which is Mogi proper. That's Mogi After Dark.
By the way, I'm looking forward to the two Dextero articles after this. One, Ludwig reveals he turned down $7+ million from Twitch, and then the other one is your logo being leaked. So you're welcome.
That would be such an inaccurate headline because I would have to have earned. It's not like they just said,
You would have
"Hey,
earned
get
way
7
more.
mil."
Come on, we all know that we make all our money off platform. Please.
How do I get? Oh, there it is. This is Mogi 2. This is the official logo.
Can I be honest with you? The other one I like more just because it's something is more memorable. But from a sponsor standpoint, it doesn't work. So that's a tough one. But merch-wise, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I think Mogi's dope. But what do we do different? And the answer, threefold. Step one, stay skinny. We currently operate
Lost weight. I like it.
Outside of that, we operate in a few esports, but much less expensive esports. So some good examples, the fighting game community. You're a boomer. You've probably been to an arcade when you were 7 or something.
Bro, that was the
play a
old
little Street Fighter.
7 or 7. Dude, that shit was. I was still going playing NFL Blitz when I was 14. Come on.
FGC is wildly less expensive because you're oftentimes paying for one player as opposed to paying for an entire team, and there's no franchise spots that you have to pay for. So that is a very inexpensive sport to be in, and we're in all the FGC sports. Also, Rocket League is a team of 3, a little less expensive.
I know Rizzo. Do you know Rizzo?
Yeah, he's a moist guy.
Oh,
Rizzo.
is he really?
Yeah.
Let me unfollow him.
Why would you do that?
Because I forgot that I even followed him. Go ahead.
Okay, great. And we are also in Valorant, which is my doing, which is the most expensive because it is a full 5-man squad. But I think that esport is growing really fast. But we're still saying skinny. So overall costs, try to keep them under like, 1 to 2 mil a year, which is a manageable cost. And then how do you make
Before
that
you
money?
move on to number 2, I remember you opened up the segment with the opposite. You said you got to spend, and hope something hits. But you're saying skinny.
That was a meme. That was the old.
Okay. I was like,
that is what people used to do.
Okay.
What people used to do is they used to get big investor money. They used to spend, expand, and then they have to cut all their staff now because they expanded too hard. So yeah, number 1, keep it skinny. Number 2 is co-stream, aka use esports for content. So rather than the need to have an esports team and then also sign content creators, we are the content creators. We'll never sign Myth to be on Moist as a content creator or anyone else because that is what our job is. So we bring hopefully added attention to our team, which maybe gives them more value as well. And then also gives us value because we're able to get paid as streamers and YouTubers off of it. And that has a little bit of value in it. And then 3 is sponsors. Ideally sponsors. And part of that is also my main thing in esports has been running events more so than paying teams to participate in them. Because I think ownership in events has a lot of value. So like I ran a Valorant Invitational and quite a few Smash Invitationals. And so then I get the lion's share because I'm broadcasting the entire thing.
Yeah.
Also as a creator. So I'm the hub for anyone who wants to watch it. And that often gets much better deals.
It's like being a business owner and then having yourself as an employee, paying yourself a 401k as the employer, and then also paying yourself the 401k match employer to employee and then getting the payroll deduction. I love it.
It's like if Mark Cuban ran a summer basketball league, but for like the 1/1,000,000th version of that in esports.
Okay, so I like the fact that you're breaking it down for the business guy for me, but also the boomerish kind of guy who doesn't play these games and is kind of like new to this. I understand it, but I'm not involved in it. I'm still super curious about the brand. So I like what you're saying about like you want to do the skinnier version. The only question for me about the skinnier version is then you have to once again rely on your personal brand and Charlie's personal brand in order to bring value to the organization that is more of the paid in exposure and not in contracts. So I see where you're going with that, and I think if it works, it's going to be something that separates you from the pack. But let's say that doesn't. Let's say the market continues to be competitive. People continue to chase after the contracts. They want their money. They go that leaves you guys behind. What's plan B there? Like, what's the alternate route? Like, do you just say, F it, we'll just be the underdog story, or do you say we're gonna have to pivot here?
I think we're already in that spot, kind of, right? We're already outpriced by a lot of other teams. So, I keep bringing up Valorant, but that's the best example here. There's like the major leagues for Valorant. There's 10 franchise teams in North America, or I guess all of Americas, and we are not in that. And rather than paying for that spot like they used to do, Riot Games wants the power of those spots, so they just gave them. They just gave them, and you get a spot for 4 years.
They're charging $10 million for some of those spots now.
That's what they used to do. But because they charged $10 million, the teams owned those spots and were able to flip them, and the teams had all the power and the value in those spots. Riot Games didn't like that because it made teams very lazy. You could go, 0-15, and there'd be no punishment because you would just sit on it and then sell it. So now what they do is they just give those spots out to partners who they think are good, have built decent teams before the franchising existed, and you have that for free for 4 years. You don't pay for it at all.
Okay.
And we didn't get that because we didn't have like a team at the time. So we have a team now, and we are basically fighting to get into franchise. I'm in the minor leagues.
Can you explain the minor leagues to me? Like, I know minor league baseball. I know like the developmental league for basketball. How does the minor leagues in esports work? I really am curious about that. Like, I didn't even do research. I wanted to hear it from you because
I think it's hard to explain with NA sports background because every minor league has been built around building talent that will go to the major leagues, and it's more so about getting players to move up. But like I think soccer, European soccer, UK soccer, the Premier League, there's different like levels you can be in, and if you're very shit, you get relegated and you get kicked down to a lower level. And if you're very good, then you get bumped up to a higher level, which creates excitement. Because if someone's really bad, then it's like you're out.
I just forgot I have a lot of European audience. Go ahead.
Yeah, so football, footy, a little bit of footy. Football. Yeah. I don't think they say football. I think they just say football.
That's what we say because we need to distinguish American football.
Oh, yeah. So football. Yeah. That in the good examples like Wrexham. That's the Ryan Reynolds league. I'm sure you looked into that a little bit.
No, but Ryan Reynolds is a god. Anything he touches in the investing world is gold. Like Aviation Gin, hundreds of millions. Mint Mobile, 1.5 billion. Dude's in Fubo now. Like whatever. Like if you not only would I Happy Pride Month, I would sleep with that man if he wanted me to. But as far as an investor, that man is like if he was on my stream right now pitching in esports, I would have already like sold him, I would have already gone all in. Like that's
he's
how
the
much
most
I trust.
charming man in the world.
He is charming, and he's good looking, and he's
know.
successful. Like he's like
miss.
like Ashton Kutcher is a better investor, but he doesn't have the Ryan Reynolds like the it factor.
I remember looking at Van Wilder and getting a boner for the first time growing up. Not because of Ryan Reynolds.
My first time was and it's a true story. I know that we're on the front page, but the first time, and this is going to sound sick, but I didn't know what was going to happen next. But the first time outside of that little squiggly line channel on the public access in the 80s and 90s was the first Leprechaun movie. There was the part where the girl in the garage, and it turned into be like the guy went in and it was like a fan that took his face off, but like for that whatever. Okay, all right. So back to esports minor league. So yeah, that just took a turn.
We're in the minor leagues right now, but there is a relegation system that hasn't exactly been implemented. But basically, every year they'll add one team to the majors.
Okay.
So we're in the playoffs right now for the opportunity to get to the major leagues.
So your guys' organization, your sports organization, is in the minor leagues, in the playoffs for a chance to get to the major leagues or the next level up.
To the major leagues, yeah. Basically,
nice.
Yeah, we're trying to get to the major leagues. So that's
good timing, by the way.
Yeah. And so we are. It's like we currently are. We're paying for the minor league team. The major league team usually they have their own facility they play out of. Like they have a lot more costs that are associated with it. So we're a lot skinnier than a major league team.
So it's like the movie Moneyball.
Wasn't that just like a major league team that used a lot of?
That was about the Oakland Athletics and how they cut all of their major star powers and went with like just cheaper but better like sustainable players, and they ended up going
it's kind of like that.
Fuck.
Brad Pitt.
You don't have calluses on your hands, do you?
Yeah, I got calluses.
Only on your right hand. Okay.
No. Well, dude, I don't have an iron dick.
Well, no, I meant like it was a thing because like never mind. Okay, moving on. All right. So going skinny, trying to go for the brand. The reason that I wanted to talk to you about it is not only because I don't know Charlie or Toast or anybody else that owns a league or anything, but was because like I know that you are a brand guy. Like you focus on like the mogul thing. Like you put on these events, you do these game shows, these contestant things, you like put on this stuff and you put a brand behind it. And so that's what I was curious is like your part to it is like, are you bringing that brand? Like, are you going to try to sell the team or sell to advertisers, not just the competitiveness of the team, but the brand itself? And so that's kind of where I wanted your insight from it is like, you're bringing something different to it. You're bringing your personal brand to the ownership of a team, and you've sold your channel and your content off of that brand. So are we going to get that? Like, is there going to be that like, extra oomph to it? Like, are you planning on doing stuff built around it? Like, I don't know, like doing a series or a show around it, or just bringing like mogul stuff, like integrate your personal creator content into the organization, or are you going to keep that separate and just be like an owner? God, that was a lot of words to say a very short thing.
I get it. What I currently do is like I make videos on like a second channel I have, like a commentary channel about it, and the plan. I guess a good example of exactly what you're saying is I made a dedicated YouTube video on my main channel when I signed a Smash player where I had him play for me and I pretended I was playing, but I was secretly cheating because I had the best Smash player in the world playing for me, and I ended up beating a lot of people on stream. And that's a video that got like a few million views.
Nice.
And then we made a YouTube channel for him at the time, and he got 30K subscribers. So that was like a good success story. Anecdotally of like exactly what you're talking about and what the goal is, but I think it's a little harder to do consistently unless like there's a good idea. So I try to do it when it feels more natural rather than like, hey, I have to do this once a month or week or whatever specific cadence.
All right. I'm a pretend, and this is going to be a stretch, pretend that I am a good Valorant player. And
stop. Let's pick someone else. I want to live in this universe. It's just, we have to be rooted in reality.
You said people often think that I'm going to be brash and rude and let's pretend in a different universe, okay, in the metaverse, that I am good at something, anything. Okay.
Great.
Fuck you, dude. And you're an eSport, and you're the owner of your org. And you know that I probably have offers out there or whatever, and you want to bring me into the org, how do you sell it to me? Because obviously, like you said, you're going skinny, so you can't come with the bucks, but you can offer something else. Sell the org to me.
Well, I've been in this spot. There have been teams who have come up and they've asked for players that we have had, and they've wanted to buy them out. And generally in esports, nobody enforces contracts. They offer a reasonable buyout, and then a team can swoop in and take that player. Enforcing contracts is just like, it's a thing in sports. In esports, however, it's a route. Like the player will go to Twitter.
Sell me this pen.
So anyway, we've done this, and the general sell is that, one, I do truly care, and everybody at Moist truly cares about the success of the team. So we try to build things that will work. You know, good examples are Valorant team, which started as an unsigned group of 5 guys who you know, got into the minors, who are now the best team in the damn league. So that's like one. And then 2, it's that we can provide value for you that gives you some more popularity as a creator, because you're going to be collaborating with other creators. That creates more long-term success. So if you have like some aspirations after an esports career of being a creator, then like working with me or Charlie, even if it's just asking for advice on a thumbnail or something, like I'm pretty available.
Wait, has this sales pitch actually worked?
This is something I've done.
But has it worked?
To like, it's worked to keep people on.
Not to bring anybody though.
I've never had trouble with that. I've never tried to bring someone on and they're like, I don't know if we can.
Okay. No, I'm asking because I didn't know if this was something you were planning on doing or you've actually done. So you're basically selling like it. you like your integrity, your vision, everything. That's the selling point, right?
I think it's the vision of Moist, which aligns with the vision of the person who we're trying to sign, and then also more long-term success as a creator, which is usually the fallback career for most esports players. And there's more viability in that as a part of Moist than as a part of Team Liquid.
All right, so now I got a tough question for you, but it falls in line with my content as well. This is a true story. We have a member of our community who is a professional hockey player. I'm not going to give away the teams he's played for, but he shows up. We've talked to DMs. When he signed as an 18-year-old in his signing bonus, they were like, hey, you know, you're going to make all this money, you know, whatever. We work with these funds or this capital firm. They'll take care of your money for you, whatever. Just they'll take care of it, right? We talked off stream, looked at it. He made a total from 2018 to 2022 of 1.1% return on his money, while the market itself had run about 80%. Not only that, but his expense ratio was 2.2%, so about 0.5% every quarter for the 4 years they were taking, no matter what happened to his money. So he got screwed over. No one prepares people for after. So if you own an organization, do you feel any obligation to explain to these younger kids, A, you're not going to be doing this forever. B, you're going to make a lot of money now, but you need to be smart with it. And C, do you help prepare them for that? Or do you just like, that's their problem?
I had a conversation with every single player on the team, and I said, like, hey, in 5 years, we won't be together, all of us. So, like, let's enjoy this ride. I hope this is a good part of your life, and I hope that it is something you look back on fondly and is valuable to you. And I think they're aware of that as well. As far as the finances, I leave it to them. I wouldn't tell somebody that I'm not the guy. I don't pay my fucking taxes. So, no, I don't think I should be the guy for that. But
no, not giving them financial advice. Maybe I worded that wrong. I meant like, do you feel an obligation to be like, hey, you know, I brought these guys in. They're making money. They're young. I'm old. I invest. I understand it. Should I kind of let them know, hey, you might want to be careful. Maybe talk to somebody, or you're just like, that's not my problem.
Like in terms of investing, like what to do with the money that they've made.
I mean, not investing per se, but like, I'll give you an example. Do you know that, you probably know this, but like the vast majority of NBA and NFL players end up bankrupt 4 to 5 years after they get out?
Yes.
Because they come in, they make all this money. No one is giving them, everyone is trying to take from them. They get no advice. They think they're going to be on top forever. They spend all their money. They get out. No money's coming in. They owe money on stuff. Everyone dips. They end up bankrupt. And it doesn't happen in baseball because a lot of those guys go through the minor leagues and they learn how to like budget going up, but that happens.
Yeah.
So a lot of streamers, especially esport, younger kids making all this money all of a sudden, you as somebody who has that knowledge, because I know that you invest, do you ever like say, hey guys, be careful or be smart or talk to somebody, or just kind of hands off?
I'd relate this more to the minor leagues. It's the same situation where like we're working with skinnier teams. We don't have a League of Legends team where the salaries are wildly inflated. So the salaries range from like, you know, it can be $5K a month, $10K a month, something like that. But it doesn't like no one's making millions individually on our esports team. Like no one. Because we aren't in those esports where that's what the salary expectations are. We are in the minor leagues for most esports, or we are signing FGC players.
Yeah, but a 19-year-old making 10 grand a month is way. I mean, the median income for a 30-year-old male in America is 70,000. Or sorry,
look, I just found out one of my players yesterday, as a side time hustle, goes to popular games, buys or makes all accounts with like popular domain or usernames, and then flips them. And he apparently flipped one username for like 10K. So
Squatter, it's website Squatter.
I thought that was fucking fire. They're hustlers in their own right. But I do let them know that this is a temporary thing, like in terms of esports career and the longevity of it. And that even like their time as a whole, being a gamer, like will be a very small part of their whole life.
Obviously not a conversation you want to say when you're pitching to them, but and I wasn't and Chad, I think
but I've hopped on a call and talked to them all.
I think Chad misunderstands, like, oh, he can't give financial advice. First of all, if anybody's out there saying this is not financial advice when they're giving you an opinion, is an idiot. Don't listen to them anyways. It's not like you go to Thanksgiving and your uncle's like, oh, you did well this year. Did you put any money in the market, or did you take care of your taxes or get some high interest down? Oh my God, he just gave me financial advice. Go to jail. Okay, unless you're a financial advisor or you're pretending to be a financial advisor and giving paid advice directly to an individual while pretending to be a financial advisor, you can say whatever you want. It's an opinion. Sorry, I had to get that out because there were a few idiots in chat. But no, yeah, I think I may have misappropriated the question there. I wanted to kind of get an idea because I feel like, you know,
you're concerned about a young person who makes way too much money, who then blows all that money, and then they're left with no skills for a future job, and they're not able to work in esports.
I don't know. I guess as a streamer, and I look at these other younger streamers, I've had so many offline conversations with streamers from 500 viewer streamers to 25,000 viewer streamers to more about finances. Like we talk, I don't tell people about it because, you know, obviously it's personal, but like a lot of them don't have anything. Like a lot of them just pay somebody else to handle the money for them. And I look into it for them and I circle things. I say, you might want to go ask them about this. Like, right. Most people don't know that a 2% management fee on their 401k, like there's all these people watching the stream right now. They all have 401ks. They don't know what their expense ratios are. They go add that up. It's 2%. 2% expense ratio on your 401k is going to eat 40 to 50% of your retirement by the time you retire. You think you're going to retire at 60 years old with 1.7 million. Guess what? You get there, you have 800,000. You're like, what the hell happened? Regardless of your return, they're compounding that quarterly or yearly, and they're taking all your money. So there's these small things that people don't know. And so that's why I'm kind of like, I get so like worried because so many people are just like, we have a deal with this person, or you go deal with it on your own. And it's like, hey, we own this organization. You're a young kid. We're bringing you in. You might make some money. We just want you to know that this might be a short term. And I tell these streamers the same thing. You're not going to be on top forever. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not Ludwig. You're not going to get in besties with the CEO of the company
forever. I'll fall off. I'm keenly aware.
I had a mom joke, but I let that one go.
Oh, come on.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better, and you know it.
It hurts still when you say you had a mom joke.
Yeah, but like, I mean, like I recognized it and I stopped myself. All right. So now that we got past that, there's a few other things. I know you said you only had 45 minutes. You've already, you were 15 minutes late. So now we're back on time. But actually, I don't know. You said I'll be there 9 to 9:45 a.m. And I asked you, does that mean you're going to be there from 9 to 9:45 or sometime around then?
What did I say?
You didn't say anything. You do that. You just disappear for weeks at a time, and then I'll hear back from you.
Okay. Well, I'm here. I got till 10:15.
Okay, so you got 15 more minutes. All right. So yeah. I know a lot of people are here just for esports. Other people are here to see you. Nobody's here for me. So here's what I want to do. Number one,
Don't say that. Many people are here for you. They look at me. And
I
they
like
go,
to
"Why
be
is this young fucker on my
self-deprecating
screen?"
because it makes me feel better.
That's
okay.
fair. That's fair.
You know, it's like humor. You use it to hide the pain. Here's the thing. When am I getting my $10,000?
You're not getting your 10K. All right. I have another idea for you. I'll give you another bet that'll make you money.
How about this? No.
You want to?
You and me, you and I, the next time we see each other,
on SPY.
heads up, Texas Hold'em, $10,000 buy-in, one-on-one. If I win, I get my 10K. If you win, I forgive the 10K.
No, that's a terrible deal. That's
what are you talking about? Either A, you get 10K that you don't pay me,
advice.
you win, or I get the money back.
Because I don't owe you 10K like that. I gave you financial advice that didn't pan out. So what
I asked you when you
give
told me to buy
more-
that stock. I said I'm putting $10,000. How is this gonna? Are you sure? And you said 100%, and I lost all of it.
Did you see my portfolio before you did it?
No, but I did see you go
Yes, you
on.
did. You did see my portfolio.
Yeah, and I told you to get the hell out of a certain airline, and you didn't, and it fell 40%.
United Airline did not fall at all because airlines never go down, Stocky. That's what you got to understand.
Another mom joke there. All right, so here you go. Here's what I'll say. Okay.
By the way, if you haven't bought, I shouldn't even give you these.
Did you buy the dip on Verizon this morning? I saw you with Graham Norton. Not Graham Norton. What's his name? Graham.
Yeah, Graham Stevens.
Steven. I saw you there, and there was somebody sent me a clip. I didn't watch the whole thing because I don't have time, but they sent me a clip, and it goes, yeah, I bought Verizon because the stock guy told me to. And I didn't tell you to, number one. And number two.
Yes, you did.
No, I said I think in about 4 or 5 years, once the 5G rollout after COVID with Apple and with the FAA
down
thing.
37%?
Yeah, did you not see the news today with Apple or with Amazon?
No, it's down 37%.
Yeah, I bought more. I'm only down 11%.
Wow.
How many divvies have you got?
I don't know what that word means. Dividends?
Yeah. Are you reinvesting those dividends? You should be fucking rolling.
It doesn't say like, oh, you have 20 dividends. It doesn't tell you that.
You just click dividend reinvestment.
That's not a thing. I'm on.
I can't believe you took stock tips from this guy. I didn't take stock tips from this guy. I said I got 10K. Give me a thing right now.
Chat flaming him for taking stock tips from me. I took stock tips from this guy, and I'm down 37%.
Okay, first of all, Verizon was the fifth one I gave you for a long term. The other ones you sold for a profit, and that's why you're not flaming me.
I haven't sold anything.
Then you didn't take them.
I'm hodl. No, I might have took them. What were they?
Wait, how? Send me a screenshot of your portfolio right now.
Okay. All right.
I won't leak it. I want to see something right now.
Okay. 1 second. I have a lot of meta. Never know.
He really gonna avoid the Texas Hold'em question? Yeah.
The Texas Hold'em question was, hey, let's play Texas Hold'em. If I win, I get 10K. If you win, you get nothing.
No, you get absolved of your 10K debt.
It's not. The debt is because bad
We're
advice.
never going to play Hold'em. You should have just said yes for the content.
Let me give you good advice.
Okay, let me see something here. You have Microsoft, Apple, Disney, Coke, Verizon, UAL, Baba, CalX, Meta.
CalX is great.
Palantir, by the way, I bought all the way down to $7, and I'm up 93% now. I don't know what the hell this is. Rocket, which I actually think is maybe a sleeper in the future. Ford, Coinbase, ECVT, Google, APPH, and NVO. Is this that challenge you just did?
No, I've had these for years.
Oh, wow.
This is nothing to do
Some of that must be hurting. I'm proud of you. Your portfolio is actually good. I don't know why you don't just buy VU. I mean, you could have just been not dealing with any of this. Just buy Vanguard.
I don't know what that means.
That's the S&P 500, but done by Vanguard with a 0.03% expense ratio while giving out a 1.1% compounding dividend. It's forget it. Chat, if you're out there and you want to be a passive investor, just buy that. Forget about everything.
Year to date, I'm up 22%. I feel great about it.
Nice. Yeah, my IRA was I was able to survive last year. Like I was slightly up, but it wasn't so bad because the S&P was down so much. So I was more proud that I had the discipline and not lost money in a bad year than the amount of money I made in 2021 and this year. So I'm happy about that. But either way, it is what it is. But your money is mostly tied up in other investments. How many houses do you own now?
I own a house.
That's not what I asked.
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
You only own one house?
Oh, I don't want to be a landlord.
I didn't say you would be a landlord.
What am I going to do with multiple houses?
Flex.
You want me to own 2 houses so I can say I own 2 houses?
No, you can literally have one as a tax write-off for content creation.
But then why would I have 2?
Because it's a property investment as well.
But it wouldn't make sense to buy a second house unless I also am a landlord for the house. Full stop.
Unless that second house is converted into an IRL thing where you do like streaming in one room and you also do like streaming in a weight room and you do that in the entire house. This isn't financial advice. The entire house is a content creation house. Then you get to own it and also write off part of it as a business expense, as whatever. And so now you're your own landlord. You're writing it off and you're getting increase in value. But
I have a warehouse for that.
Oh, you have a warehouse for it. Do you own the warehouse or are you leasing it?
I don't want to answer it because I feel like you're going to make fun of me.
Lud, we fuck around for content.
I'm leasing it.
Good, smart. Commercial real estate's about to crash. My man.
Okay, cool.
You're an idiot. All right. Okay. You have 7 minutes. I'm so happy that we get to see each other once every 3 years. Are you going to be at either TwitchCon this year?
No, I don't think so. Maybe Vegas, actually. Depends.
You know you're going to be at Vegas.
I might go to Vegas just because I get to go to Vegas, but I won't be at Paris.
So I'm going to Paris just because most of my audience is European. Plus, it gets me away from the house for a little while. But did you know that the When We Were Young festival is going to be in Vegas that same weekend?
I was in Vegas last time. The When We Were Young festival was there.
They canceled it last time, didn't they?
They canceled after they did a day, right? I think they did a day and they canceled, if I remember. But there were a bunch of people who were there for it. It was packed, though.
Wait, what is this? Somebody asked a question in here.
Anti-gambling? I'm not anti-gambling.
Who said anything about anti-gambling?
Someone in chat said anti-gambling, though.
Well, tell them to fuck off. This isn't. They're not on the screen.
Fuck off. You're not on the screen.
Obviously, people that gamble.
I love gambling.
Oh, my God. Let me stop right there. Listen, everything is a gamble, guys. I'm going to make it very clear. Every time you get in a car, it's a gamble, okay? The idea is, does gambling affect your day-to-day life in a negative way? If it is, then that's a problem, okay? Think about that, okay? Sorry. Somebody else who ghosts me all the time is in chat right now. Some guy named xCow something was asking a question. He says, how much will it be to bot Is that English? How much will it be to bot phase entire stock, and how does the pricing works? Do you want to answer that question for him?
Yeah, I think market cap's at like 35 mil. You'd have to buy out like 50.
You know something? Hold on.
Of it.
I bet he's not ready for this, but let's see. Let's see if he'll come on real quick, because I got to ask him a question too. Well, they'll just do another offering, obviously.
Would that?
No, FaZe Clan. The offering. They just offer more shares. So, for example, if you want to raise money and you're a company, like let's say you go Mogul Mails LLC goes public, right? And you decide that you want to sell shares into the market, right? So you create.
Are you allowed to do that?
Yeah, you just say, yeah, we're going to create so many more shares and sell them at a lower valuation to raise capital, but then it dilutes the value of everybody else's shares. It pisses people off.
Isn't there something that you have to do, though? I feel like you need some due diligence. Like,
it depends on the company. FaZe went via SPAC. I did a YouTube video. This isn't even a joke. This is a shameless plug because nobody watches my YouTube anyways, but I want you to see something.
Right.
I did a video on FaZe when they went public. And I got flamed for it by everybody that is a fan, I guess. And it wasn't flaming FaZe. I don't know anything about them. But they came out with a $1 billion valuation. And I was like, there's no fucking way. I was like, I don't know anything about this. But how do you do that? Now, sure, it was during the pump. But and I got clapped for that, dude. Everybody was so pissed off. And I think it's just because people like want to believe something and not see it with their actual with value. They want to believe that there's a valuation there, and that's why I was trying to grill you on it, because I was hoping that you would actually give me like the honest answer, like, hey, we have an uphill battle here, like eSports is not profitable in its current form. There's times when you can be profitable, but the way it is, something's got to change. There'll probably one or two that may survive, but most of them are going to get wiped out, or they're just going to be, and they're going to have to sell off assets or whatever. Like, I'm trying to look at this like if I was starting a eSports company, I would go for the the brand first, and then obviously you have to be competitive enough to win and be invited, but you want to like, how do you attract eyeballs? Because you obviously can't be the company, the team that wins all the time. So you have to be a company that people want to watch for other reasons.
Yeah. I think me and Charlie are pretty open about the finances, but we're both losing like a couple $100,000 a year, and we're down to lose that much money for the next, several years. I mean, at least through passion. It's
a write-off. I mean, especially. Oh, now my question is without getting into details. Oh, I just realized you have a Twitch logo next to your name. How's that feel? As far as continuing to raise capital, how do you guys plan on doing that? Bringing in additional investors?
There's no need to.
You just said you're bleeding out money. Are you just going to pocket it out of your own pocket?
Yeah, that's okay. I can bleed a couple $100,000. That's
but you can't pay back somebody $10K. Wow, what a dick.
No, let me give you $10K worth of advice. Stop buying Starbucks. Make coffee at home.
I just partner with coffee companies and get my own brands. By the way, fun fact, this is I swear to God, true story.
Wipe front to back.
Someone took my name on Kick and put this, because I have my own coffee brand, and they put this, they photoshopped it into a thing called Lady Bulge Coffee. And it's actually I shouldn't even be saying this, but that's why
we're on the front page still, right?
Huh?
No, go ahead.
I hate what?
I said we're on the front page.
No,
still?
I'm telling you that this is something that actually happened, and so when you ask me why I'm not on Kick, it's because someone took my name already.
You can get it back. Haven't they? Kick notoriously just took names from people who had them and just gave them to partner streamers.
All right. In return for this 1 hour ad for your esports company, and since xQc can't figure out how to get on here, I want you to explain something. I want something from you. Okay. I'm not asking you for anything. I don't want anything from you. I don't want any. I asked you one time, how come you never invite me to any of your events and your stuff like that? And you said, I quote, because no one watches you. And so I know I
knew when you said I quote, it was going to be a lie. I just didn't expect.
Well, you just said that. You said that I'm no longer a 10K Andy, so there's a difference. But either way, here's my thing. How do I multi-stream to YouTube? I'm so boomer, I can't figure it out.
No way.
Oh, shit. The dude finally got it figured out. All right. Yeah, so I'm thinking about multi-streaming, and I want to do it to YouTube as well. Oh, hi, Felix.
Hey, X.
Oh, by the way, you guys are on the front page. It's the only reason why I'm here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be showing up here. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. Imagine front page, and I still barely break 10K. Speaking of people who ghost me, what happened, bro?
Oh, did I ghost you?
Yeah, you asked me. We were supposed to talk about certain things offline, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to get you on Twitter. You got me. Like, yo, it's here. I'm here. And I'm like, all right, I'm here too. I'm ready. And that was like a month ago.
Bro, you're like 60 years old. You DM me on Twitch DMs. Like, I lost track of it.
Yeah, but now we're tweeting on... You tweeted me on Twitter, or DM'd me on Twitter. I responded, and it just went silent.
Okay, Is that true, actually?
X, there's no reason to look it up. It's 100% true.
I swear to God, if you start from the bottom and work your way around to me, this looks like the faces of meth.
Yeah.
Kids, don't do drugs. Don't drink. Don't stream. Don't get into finance. Like, this is.
You're late stage meth?
Oh my God, I'm like family's gone, like rock bottom.
I mean,
like you've got the 16-year-old kid who just started like smoking weed. You got the guy over here who's like alcoholic but just found out about meth, and then you got the guy here who's like, has. Never mind. Let's just stop.
Yeah, in my defense, okay, I didn't ghost. I just didn't reinitiate that. Okay. I said.
Hold on. I want to use that later on. I didn't ghost you. I just didn't reinitiate.
I looked. I said. Oh, I got you. Are you here? He said, yeah. That's it. So it's not like I left you on the radio and you said like, oh, dude, I need your help, man. Things are really tough. And
I didn't say who. Where did this story come from? This dude's just creating a narrative. Like, listen, small streamer. Listen here, old stock guy. I didn't say I need your fucking help, so you can wait on me. No, you asked me if I would. Never mind. I'm not gonna leak our shit. Yeah, you do that enough on your own stuff.
So I was looking at you guys were looking at the face stock. So I had a question. How about you debunk this for me? Right? Market cap, 39 mil. Right?
This is going to hurt your brain, by the way.
On paper, right? 50 cents a share. I could acquire the whole company for what? 18 mil? That'd be 100%, right?
For 51%, you would have power in the company, but you wouldn't be able to buy it by just buying stocks normally. You'd have to get, because they wouldn't let you do that, and you'd have to go to the people who like have all the ownership.
Yeah, somebody has to sell you those stocks. You can't just like go murder everyone and take their stocks. Like you have to like say, hey, honestly though, if you offered $1, I'm sure every one of them would give up their stocks.
So how much? How many of those stocks were released to the public then when they went for funding?
Well, they've had so many offerings since then. I'd have to look because remember they went public via a SPAC and not via an IPO, so they don't have to abide by the same rules as an underwriting. Like if a big bank were like, "Hey, we're going to underwrite you. We're going to own a certain amount of the shares, and we're gonna underwrite." They went via SPAC, so they just kind of like merged and were just like, "Yeah, fuck it, we're going live."
Okay, so it's possible to tell how many total shares are like out in civilian hands that wouldn't ever equate to 51%.
You're basically talking about a hostile takeover where you against the willingness of the board of directors.
I mean, let's be honest. That is the only possible maneuver that would save FaZe would be that.
Yeah. Wait. You would save FaZe.
Oh yeah.
How would you save FaZe? Please explain this to me. I got to hear this.
He could do this.
You know what? Ludwig wanted me to be an investor in his company. This is Shark Tank. I might invest in your company if you can sell me right now.
Come on.
Okay, here's my pitch to you. Okay.
What did he say?
I'm gonna do the pitch to you.
He's pitching. He's giving an elevator pitch.
Oh my god! I thought it was having a stroke.
Simple concept. Okay. Tighten up the ship. Fire all employees that do content production. Everybody out of a job. Most esports teams that under contract, all canceled, all fired. Do what, like legacy costs, whatever they have left under contract, write it out, right? So that's gonna be a little bit expensive. Get a really strong core of top time content creators, YouTubers, streamers, go together, and then merchandise, brand, produce at the core, and then work your way down from genuine content and results. And then you work your way down, and you stop doing the esports shit. That shit is garbage.
Okay, would you work with the OGs?
No.
You would cut them out?
Yeah, fuck them.
I think that would create too much division.
I don't give a fuck. I own the company.
Yeah, but the existing fan base is the division I'm talking about. The existing fan base versus future fan base. You would basically have juicers versus current FaZe fans.
Yeah, but the old FaZe fans are all pretty much old, right? And the ones that are still
no, they're not. Nobody's watching FaZe Rain is fucking old. The old people are in StockGuy's chat in Europe. Talking about their 401k.
Hey, first of all, listen, they've got money. Second of all, Felix, real quick, I want to break down and just give you a recap of your sales pitch. 1, fire everyone.
Absolutely.
2, sell everything.
Absolutely.
3, hire new people. 4, buy new stuff.
I didn't say hire new people.
You just said bring in new people.
You did say bring in new creators.
Oh, no.
So my question is
I said
instead of spending $100 million to do this, why not just start your own goddamn fucking...
Stocky, let me translate. He's going to fire the people who currently work there to hire Titans.
I think he just wants to say he fired everyone in FaZe.
Well, I think he understands the overhead's too high for FaZe currently. But if it makes you feel better, you wouldn't even have to do that step because they already fired like over half of their team over the past year.
Even then, I don't want to pay a FaZe banks like $300K a year or something for him to fucking go on Twitter and type some shit. I'm not doing none of that shit. Anybody needs to go.
Wait, am I about to get into my first ever Twitch drama?
No, that's just how it is, though. That's how it is. Because I think in all esports orgs, everybody got wedged into this spot where nobody knows who to hire, who's an expert, who's not, what's the value. And when venture capital came in and a lot of funding came in, everybody just said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna let's get from point A to point B." And they just put a lot of.
So after you buy FaZe, what are you gonna call your coin?
Fucking.
X. Here's the question. Is it better to spend 18 mil to buy the current value of FaZe only to destroy it all because you won't work with any of the OGs? Or spend 18 mil to build your own brand? Okay. What do you have more confidence in growing?
You're asking a wide question. Let's narrow it down. Give me the value. Give me the actual value of the FaZe OGs that currently they have to the org. What do they do? What do they bring? And what is the dollar amount that you can equate to that?
But are we talking about... Okay, so real quick, when you say the actual value at this moment, value during COVID, value pre,
Stock guy. I meant like value and content. I meant like What do they bring to the table? The OGs.
I think the OGs bring a certain level of like tangible things like viewership. Like FaZe Rug gets a great amount of viewership that is valuable.
Okay. Then
But-
keep FaZe
Oh,
Rug.
okay, I understand what you're saying now. I thought you meant like from a equity standpoint.
Down the we'll talk about that down the line. So you say Rug. So Rug is your number one.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
I put Rug
Okay.
at my goat for OGs.
Okay. So you've been around the block.
Not even
you
really an OG, but-
you think FaZe. Who else do you think? Jev. So people say Jev. Right?
Jev. Yeah.
What does this guy do? What's his value?
I think cutting all the OGs is less about the value they provide and more that you deal with a lover scorned, which is their current problem right now. Is FaZe Rain is the biggest devaluer of FaZe Clan because he's just shitting on every decision they make.
So you block him on Twitter, and you move on.
Hey guys,
I don't think
real
it'll be
quick,
that
I don't
easy.
mean to interrupt here, but since you started talking about this, FaZe stock has jumped 8% on the largest volume it's had in 5 minutes all day and all week.
Yeah,
You bought? That was you?
He bought on stream and he said,
I'm
buy right
stock
now.
manipulating on the fly. Okay, fucking.
50 Cent in the building.
All right. Anyway, it's just.
I didn't buy. SEC,
I think you'd have like 7 lovers scorned who would curse your name because you stole FaZe from them and they want power in FaZe and they would make your life a living hell because of all the negative PR they would provide.
Okay. And you understand between me and you understand that the king of all the internet is content always, number one, right? If you produce a product, people want to consume and watch. It doesn't matter who you are, what you did, what you are doing, what you've done, it will still succeed. So then you bring back FaZe from an eSports crossover dog shit mix-up hybrid.
You're getting rid of the CS team?
Bring it back to the content. Bring it back to the content with Titans. Make the next Sidemen. And build a strong foundation around content results. And then from that point on, expand the brand.
11%
merchandise.
now.
But why are you doing it with FaZe? Why are you spending $18 million for what basically sounds like a logo and a hand sign?
Okay, because they're what I like to think of the dotted line, right? So whenever you go, this is my opinion, by the way. This is not some proven theory. A brand like them, right? They've expanded themselves and they've shown into the sphere of the Normans, right? They've been like mainstream, correct? A lot of people that don't even know much about gaming, they know about FaZe, right? And they've been there, they've inflated, and so they reach those spaces. And now after that, because of all the whatever, they've shrunk now because everything went down, whatever. And then they shrunk, right? And that's their current value. That's who they are. But that dotted line is still over there. It's not filled, but it still exists. In my opinion, it's easier to take that and get a strong core with results, whatever, and propel yourself back to that dotted line than starting from zero and going all the way out.
You're actually making it more expensive as you're talking, by the way.
How? Oh yeah.
It's hilarious. Like their entire value of their market cap has jumped 10% since you started talking about it. So the more you talk about it, the more you're going to have to pay.
Well, it actually did shoot up 10%.
I'm not kidding you. He started talking about
This
FaZe
is
and buying
literally
it out.
live stock.
This was 15 minutes ago. The stock went from 52 cents to 56 cents.
Dude,
and
this is crazy. I'm refreshing. It just went up
57 cents
11%.
now. And so there is, and we're talking about 50 million share float going on right now. So this is hilarious.
SEC, woo.
SEC.
I
guys,
didn't. None of us bought, by the way. None of us own FaZe.
I
Full
don't own a
disclosure.
single FaZe stock.
So my question is since you're obviously richer than Ludwig, why don't you just buy his team?
Yeah, I could do that. Why by his team?
Oh damn.
I don't think there's value in that. StockGuy, he doesn't like esports.
No,
It
I
sounds
know
like
he's
he likes
being
content
that I
things.
can fix her kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So X, I think your problem here is although you're right that FaZe Clan did have this dotted line bubble because of the amount of people they reached in the normie sphere, I don't know if that actually has any value outside of brand confusion because you would change everything they knew it to be. And so then you would deal with a bunch of people who don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, it would
I think that
their
would hurt
brand,
you.
the entire FaZe brand, within 6 months would be disappeared because it's no longer what is behind that brand.
Couple other
Okay.
companies normies know, FTX, Enron, right? Like just knowing it, I don't think adds that much value.
You're right.
I think 18 mil starting your own org would be way more valuable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So my take on that, even though you're right. I mean, we've had this. Me and you, we have had this discussion in private. Me and Nobody have talked about this. Okay, because I had my own projects and I had ideas, and I realized that it's impossible to convince big streamers and big content creators that already have their ongoing things to go back into the mix and go do a group again, unless you can sell to them. But if you say, yo, guys, we're taking over FaZe, they think FaZe is massive, whatever, they'll go for it. I think it's an easy sell to big titans of streaming or YouTube. Say, yo, guys, we're taking over this shit. Let's give it a shot.
But unless you're bringing them in for your own exit liquidity, you wouldn't want to be partners with somebody like that.
Like who?
Like somebody who's like, oh yeah, I'll buy out, I'll take over a failing organization, even though everything I want to do is completely different than what they want to do. I'll just put my money into this, even though they're down. The current one with the brand is down $168 million in free cash flow, and then on top of that, you're going to take away what value they do have. I would only do that if I was looking at dump on somebody, which is not something I would do. That's illegal. But I feel like that would be a wrong person to go in with. Like, we're going to buy this failing company and then also take away what little value they do have left to revamp it.
Okay. I agree with both of you guys. I just feel like there's a big, like, in my opinion, I'm not trying to be like a to the moon guy. I feel there's a big pot of there's a big puddle of oil, right? And I think creators are good at inflaming things. And I think with a good group of guys, you can bring back FaZe to like massive heights, right? And I think it's generally doable. I actually think with big guys that if you sell the dog shit, all the whatever, you get rid of all of it. All the employees or whatever, just dump it all. Get a small team like Ludwig has. Ludwig has like a team of people that like work with him, whatever. Get a small group of tight like production guys, content guys.
I think this is a great idea, X. I would say you shouldn't fire everyone. There's probably that existing talent within FaZe because they've gotten to this point for a reason. It's not an accident. And so you need to suss out who those people are, keep them on the team. I also think if you were to do it, you would want to have every FaZe OG be a part of your thing because they're
or at least pay them in a consultant role. So
that's what you shouldn't do. That's
I don't mean like as a contracted consultant. I mean like kind of like, on the way out kind of thing. Like don't tell them that you're teaching them to having them teach their replacement kind of thing, but kind of have them bring that, work together with the new people before you phase them out. No, oh my God, no pun intended. Hold on.
I think you want them like the Queen of England, sitting in there, waving their hand, showing up to border. Yeah, I think you want all of them. You want them in the videos, but they don't actually have much ownership. They have like a smaller amount of ownership, like percentage points, where you'd be the larger percent holder.
I just realized there's probably somebody from that organization whose like whole life is evolved around being part of this organization, listen to us talk, and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I don't even know any of them.
Yeah, but okay, respectfully with all these people though, there comes a point in your life where you have to be self-aware and you have to be you have to level out with the playing field. And some of these guys, they've had their primes, right? And they have their own content routes, that they do their own thing. But even themselves aren't true to the brand that they created back then. They say, oh, guys, FaZe is not like it used to be. They aren't even what they used to be, right? So what do they have to say about where FaZe is at? That's just how it is. Like, they don't do the same type of content that they used to do. They act in the same ways. They're old or whatever, right? So what does it matter that they're OGs? It's just their name. And on top of that, I think a lot of people greased their paws when the big investors came in and when the big cash injections, people will have high salaries and whatever. They need to cut that shit down. I don't give a fuck what salary they got when the big guys came in. 300K a year, fuck them. Go back to like fucking 45, 50K, 60K contracts, just normal things.
I'm still trying to understand though, and forgive me because I'm looking at this from a different perspective. Why try to rescue a sinking ship and pay the money to try to do that rather than just build your own or invest in one that's still floating? Like, I'm trying to understand, is this like about like a personal feel good thing, or is it about like, cause that's what I'm trying to get.
It's a buy low
because FaZe,
but it's still cheaper to start your own or buy a small org that's established.
I still feel like you're working with so much oil on the ground. It's all it needs is a spark. And I think FaZe is still one of the only orgs that has pierced the sphere of gaming that has gone past, and you don't know if yours is going to do that. You don't know if what you're going to do is going to do that. You know that it has done it in the past, and there's brand recognition, and it can spark again.
But the same risk you have here is buying an organization that has a brand built around a certain type of culture. You come in, change that culture. Now the people who do recognize it and value it for that culture walk away because it's different.
Okay.
And now you're starting to not only have to attract people, but change people's minds that it has changed.
Fair enough. Then walk me through the culture. What is it?
From a boomer like me, I'm not talking about the people that actually are fans of it. I'm talking about the people you're trying to attract, right?
This is not a goddamn moment.
No, this isn't a got a moment. I'm talking to you. Oh, yeah. My understanding is in somebody who knows about it.
Sure.
So my knowing, and I'm
walk me through the culture and the culture change, where it was, what it's going to be, and why it's not going to work.
Okay, from a person that you're trying to sell, like you're trying to bring in new audience, or somebody who has a bad taste, you're trying to bring it in. The only things I know about FaZe per se is I know from an investor and from this side of the world, I know about the token controversy. I know about the FaZe banks, the controversies there, some of the racial controversies in the past, some of the thing with Tfue. I don't want to get into too much because of legal reasons. I don't want to get in step on anybody.
Release the contract.
And I know about some of the potential accusations about certain cultural issues regarding people of different either sex, race, orientation, whatever. Just a lot of that edgy controversy, right?
Sounds like you only know the shit they've done.
That's what I'm saying that's the thing that like I recognize it from an outsider and why I don't know. Like I don't know much of it. So when you say I'm going to come in and take it and change it, you're going to look at somebody who either doesn't know the brand or has a bad taste of it and say I now need to sell this to those people without losing the people who are loyal to the current brand as is.
Okay. I think that not only for FaZe, for all esports ventures that have received venture capital that expand into like leagues, franchises, or whatever, I think all of them have alienated their old fan base. All of them are out of touch. I think that the distance between whatever they were before and now is so fat that anything but what is going on is going to be a win. It's going to be it doesn't matter what you do, it can't be as bad as it is right now. They have so many problems reaching their audience, their fans, the whatever. It's so bad. And if you ask me what is FaZe these days, you can't even tell me. I can't even tell you. Nobody can tell you who the fuck FaZe is. Nobody knows. It's like a big amalgamation of dog shit. Okay, and I generally think with a name big like that, it can bloom again. It just needs the right amount of people. And I think people have tried to come from bottom, from zero, and make something new. It's a tough sell. Give me the last 2-3 people that started something from zero as a group and it bloomed.
Moist eSports.
This is like Microsoft pitching to the EU, trying to take over Activision.
Really
this is awesome.
Fucking cool. It's like a really fucking cool team. DSG.
TSG.
Oh, okay. That's like eSports shit. I meant like an actual group of people that are like have been something
like a content team.
Sidemen.
You want like a content team. You don't even want FaZe to be an esports team. You want it to be a content team.
Oh man, why do you
wait? Isn't OTK a content team?
Esport is dead.
I hear you, but you are talking about buying an esports team and then saying no esports.
Yeah, it's called a scam.
You're the scam.
Look, here's a scam for you.
Of course, on the
Did you just admit to a scam and pump and dumping a stock? Abort, Twitch, abort.
No, this is a great scam, X. All right, I have a scam for you.
All right, go.
You buy 51% of FaZe. All right,
yes.
You become the new CEO of FaZe. Instantly, the value of the stock will go sky high because everyone has a lot of faith. It'll be a meme stock. Sell it. Off rip. Sell it. Get the fuck out. That's like a 100x return in value. Dodge the SEC allegations, move to Andorra, call it a day.
But just before the market closes, I just go all in on Save the Children token or some shit. And
he said it.
I 8x. I 8x my token investment at that point.
You 8x the 100x.
We double, bang, pull both cards.
Now we're thinking.
Now we're balling.
I think FaZe could not be a content team if it was you and all the people that you want to work with, because it would feel so fucking weird and inauthentic for you guys to upload on the FaZe channel and it's like X and like who's the Dream Squad and they're on the FaZe channel.
True.
Wait, Dream Squad for who though? Are you talking about for advertisers or
For X, like X's Dream
Okay.
Squad, like his Titans that he is because he's thinking about people. In
Hey
his head
X, who would be who would be your top 3 dream team?
Who are the Titans?
Let's hear it.
Just be me, bro. I can buy myself a fat salad.
He's just pulling Allen Iverson out here.
Yeah, he said it's him and 3 clones of
Him
himself.
and 3 clones.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. I just feel like whatever they're doing. Okay, you would have to rethink. It's like philosophy.
He's avoiding. He's deflecting.
No. Yeah, because I haven't thought about it. I genuinely haven't thought about it. Not because the answer is bad. I just think you think what is the actual content that FaZe still puts out? What is the things that like FaZe still is associated with that is related to content, right? People say Jev or whatever, right? Is there still remaining
Jev.
FaZe
Jev.
What's that?
He's a creator who still makes content. FaZe Jev is popular amongst the crew.
Jev. I thought you said Jen. I'm like, is that didn't they just sign
No.
a girl from a TV show and then like she cried and left or something? Like I don't keep up with the headlines, but I saw something about it because it came in the stock news.
Was that grass? I thought it was
Grace. Grace, guys. Yeah.
Grass.
I did.
Dude,
I'm in between a fucking boomer and someone who barely speaks English. This is the tough spot to be in.
I told you this is the progression of meth.
I know. And god damn it, I'm never.
You know what's funny though is that you said I'm not coming on just because of this. Then you had to leave at 10:15. Then Felix comes on. All of a sudden, your schedule opened up. Sit on it and spin.
The times
Lud.
change a bit. The times change a bit.
Okay, yeah. But
Ride's over when you hit the elbow, buddy.
I think the thing is that how do you guys not believe that FaZe still has a massive brand recognition and it's still a Titan, but it's hiding.
I do. And StockGuy, tell me if I'm wrong. I think FaZe, because it is public, has come down to earth in the valuation of esports, where all the other teams are still valued incredibly, incredibly high, hundreds of millions because they're private companies. FaZe, because everything's public, has come down to a reasonable amount.
Okay, so this is different because how a market values something versus private equity values something differently. Because with a market, first of all, they went public via a SPAC. They went through a special acquisition company. They did not go through an underwriting, so their true valuation is never out there. You don't have to give full financials. You don't have to have a certain lockout period. I did a whole video on it. So they came via a different means. On top of that, a valuation from a market cap is not necessarily how much you're worth. There's companies out there that have a market cap of 50 billion, but their revenue is 800 million because people are looking at forward growth and market growth and inflation and sales. So it's a lot more difficult to look at it from a public standpoint of value versus a private standpoint. Private standpoint, you'll say, how much do you make? How much do you spend? This is what you make. And based on last year, you grew this much. This is what we expect you to be and what you're valued now and what we think. The market is different, though, because they're looking at millions of other factors, including economic growth and sector growth and sales and COVID or non-COVID. A lot different. If you do this one more time, I swear to God.
Their market cap is at 40 mil, and they have some millions in just assets, right? Like, I think it's some 8-figure.
No, they have a lot of money.
Assets.
You saw their financials, right?
Houses,
that's what I mean. They have literally almost as much as they are worth market cap in straight up assets.
Yep.
Well, it depends on how you look at assets, though, because remember, you can wipe out your assets by doing one stock offering.
True, but okay.
You said Truex? I don't know what the fuck you just said.
No, I'm talking about market cap value. So remember, market cap is outstanding shares versus the price of it, right? So if you look at if you're valuing the company based on the assets.
No, nobody didn't call me out. I know what he said. What he said basically equates to, they got a bunch of problems and outstanding bullshit, but they can fix all that shit by just doing a public offering. Yo, guys, fund us in, cash injection, fix all the problems. Is that what you're saying?
I feel like they can't do that because they're already on public notice. He's saying that if they would do what you're saying they do, but I feel like they can't legally do that because they're already on notice to get removed from the
they're delisting. But here's the fun fact about
if you're getting delisted, you're allowed to double down. You're allowed to be like,
all they have to do is do a reverse stock split.
Bro, you're making shit up now.
Oh man, this guy's trolling us.
Are you out of your mind? You don't know what a reverse stock split is?
No, I don't know.
Reverse double foil backwards.
This motherfucker calls me a fraud. Doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what? I'm gonna call you a fraud about esports, even though I'm a boomer.
It's like a figure skating move. What is it?
So basically, let's say you have 100 million shares out there and they're worth 60 cents. You go to the board, you go whatever, and you say, we are going to now consolidate, and we're going to make for every 2 shares everyone owns, they're going to own 1. So now instead of 60 cents a share, we're consolidating 2. It's you get 1 share at $1.20 instead of 2 shares at 60. It's a go around for a while.
So now the boys at the stock market, they can't go like, yo, we got to delist you because you're worth pennies. It's going to be a penny stock. Now it's like, oh, you're worth more because they compacted the stock.
There's companies out there. If you look at their chart, they're worth 80 cents now. And you go back in history, it says they were once worth $30,000 a share. They were never once worth $30,000 a share. They just reverse split so many times trying to basically tread water that it shows that that's how much it would have been if that's how much it was at that.
Why don't all penny stocks reverse stock split?
Well, some of them do, but it just keeps falling so much that nobody wants to be involved in it. There's no liquidity out there. So that's why the companies that actually survive, if they have cash on hand, they'll just buy back the shares and take those shares out of the market, driving that demand up and keeping the flow. But these companies are so bankrupt that the only people buying them is some kid in his fucking parents' basement in Wichita or, whatever.
It's not a basement.
No, no. X looks like he's a tornado survivor right now.
Aerotine. Remember that? Oh, you guys don't watch. Okay, you don't watch movies. Fuck my bad. Wolf of Wall Street. Aerotine is.
Aerotine. I thought he said a rotunda. I'm like, fucking rotunda.
I don't know what a rotunda is either.
Jesus
Wait, so after a stock
how are you
split,
owning an organization?
I didn't say I'm smart. I just owned one because I was friends with the guy who
wanted me to invest in your company. Between him buying FaZe and you.
Wait,
and yet both of y'all are worth like 10 times what I'm worth.
Let me understand this. After a stock split, oftentimes the stock goes up a bit, right?
No, stock split is when they dilute.
After a stock, a
reverse split is the opposite.
After a stock split, people always say buy because the stock split's coming up because they think it'll go up. I've heard this. Like when Apple did their stock split, everyone was like, "Yay, stock split, buy more." Is this wrong? Is this a wrong thing?
It depends. So, for example, if you get a company like Google that gets to $3,000 a share, right? It now becomes psychologically for trader psychology, it becomes unattainable for the retail trader, right? It's too expensive. So what they'll do then is say, okay, we're going to split this by 20 and make it 150 a share. So if you own 1 share before the split, you now have 30 shares or 20 shares at $150. And now it becomes more attractive for the regular Joe, especially in today's society when you have more retail traders out there, to buy it, which then drives the value up. So that makes sense.
All of that is all mental. This is all mental and stock delusion from like absolute like stock wizards. Is that it? All these results that you're talking about, this is all just mental things.
Well, yes and no. I mean, you don't want a stock to be $10,000 a share like Berkshire because then only the multi-billionaires will own it or people that have that liquidity. So if you want to drive more demand for your share of your price and drive the price up, you make it more affordable. You don't want to do it all the time because then people are going to be like, well, fuck this, because you want to have some belief that it's strong. Okay. But yeah.
Okay. So what was the topic at hand before all this?
Ludwig buying an eSports program. Oh, you meant when you came on.
Who are we laughing at?
I don't know. I'm so like, this was not how I saw this day going. Like, I know my streams always go off the rails, but I'm just enjoying it.
Wait, you bought eSports what?
I have part ownership in Moist Esports.
Okay.
And then it's cool, and I have eSports team, and it's cool.
Yeah. What is your vision for that?
Wait, hold on. Lud, I'm taller than you in real life, and
no,
I just realized
that is not true. You're 5'9", soaking wet.
You're crazy. We have pictures together where I'm the same height as you. The only reason you were higher than me is because of your hair.
That's not true.
Yeah, I have pictures of us together. Nice try. But I just realized that because you guys have like a low angle camera and I have a high one, I look like I'm fucking 5'4".
No, it's just when you get older, sometimes you shrink. It's like reverse puberty.
It's
like a reverse stock split, but for humans.
Is it? Am I really
Let's
shrinking?
focus on the question at hand here. X, what is the plan for Moist?
Yeah, what is the plan for Moist, man?
It is to burn a couple $100K a year for the next 5+ years while using Moist Esports as a way to get content because I can watch my team. And it is more exciting. It's fun to watch esports when you own a team.
True. I had thought about that.
It's really just fun.
It works.
I did not expect it to be as fun as it is, but like watching it is way more exciting. It's like having a football team or basketball team you like, but heightened.
I respect it. I think that everybody needs to start doing live watch parties, co-watching of everything in life. I think watch parties and co-watch is the future of all contents.
So like the Truman Show or like Ed TV? Like how far are we going with this?
No, all the way up to live sports viewing of professional sports, whatever. I think
I figured it out.
What?
I know how you can fix FaZe.
You buy a fucking NBA team.
No. Live Jasmine cams, but for stocks.
What is Ed TV? What is a Jasmine cam?
Wait.
What? That sounds like Cam Soda or some shit.
Like
how
a campsite?
old am I?
That's a campsite.
38.
I don't know. It's the damn pop-up I get every time I... Never mind. So,
Okay.
All right. So Truman
All right,
Show,
fine.
Ed TV was kind of like the beginning
base.
of Justin TV. Like it gave a lot of people the idea of it was with Matthew McConaughey, and it was basically a camera followed around him and live streamed him 24/7. And it was like cool in the beginning, but then it was just too much. And it was like this idea of filming yourself 24/7, and it was like a really interesting concept. So when you're saying film,
No,
I'm
that's what I
asking
meant.
like, are we talking like?
I meant co-watching. I think companies need to open up, and big corporates need to open up co-watching of old movies, TV shows that are like kind of. What? Oh yeah. Yo.
I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying you're going through copyright, which people really love, and that is a tough battle to fight. I think you
Is this like
currently
Pornhub
have.
watch
I didn't say
parties
it was
or what?
I didn't say it was an easy battle. Is that what I said?
I'm not saying it's an easy battle. I'm saying it's a hard battle, and you currently have an open door that you could take advantage of, which is co-streaming esports,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
what I'm saying.
something that is
esports,
very
okay.
interesting to your viewers. So, X, here's my idea. This is how you save FaZe. All right, you buy 51% of FaZe. Okay, you are suddenly
Don't give him any
the
ideas.
new- No, let me finish here. Let me
I
finish
mean, it
here.
probably wouldn't be that expensive. What is it, like 18 mil? If you
It's
were
like
to buy it?
18 mil. You convince the SPAC to sell you their share, and then you buy some other of the common shares, whatever it is, and you end up the CEO of that entity.
Yeah.
You don't can any esports. You keep every single esport. You watch all the esports.
Hey, somebody please ban the guy in chat right now.
Okay.
But I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
Yeah.
And then you get a gambling sponsor for side bets on esports matches, which is pretty much how every single sports company is making a lot of money right now, is like MGM, different sports betting sites. But you do esports betting. They have infinite
What could
money.
possibly go wrong?
Bang.
I mean, not a lot. Okay.
Pete Rose entered the chat.
You're right. But a lot of esports that are like prestigious, like the Riot Games ones. Okay, one, they will be strict with live viewing, right? They might not let you not let you do at all, regardless of what you do. Even if you have a team, they're not gonna let you do it if it's the big ones. And on top of that, they definitely will not let you interlace your own sponsor that has gambling with their own sponsor, with their MasterCard, Baron Play or some shit. No way in fucking a billion years that would work.
That is a fair point. You
'Cause I
probably
thought
could not
about-
do it with
I thought-
Riot Games.
I thought about that. What you just said, I actually went through all the process of laying it all out. So I would do that, and I was that's the hurdle that I went through. Was
Do you have like an entire wall behind you of like all the like a Charlie Day thing where you've like done this work?
He does write on the wall.
Get yourself a whiteboard, dude. It's great. I love it. Mine's stolen, but it's really good.
He loves white painted walls for some reason.
Yeah, but the problem with whiteboards is that you end up washing them, whatever. I like when it stays there.
What are you talking about? I just wipe it on my hand.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's what I'm saying. He likes the permanence of it. He doesn't like white.
because then the idea is there. You always have to look at it, and if you let go of it, or if you didn't do it, it's always there. It's a reminder.
Is this like a
at all
metaphor
points.
for like our personal life? Like write it, paint over it. It's always there. If you need it, you can just get back or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But at the same time, it's like if you put it on the wall, like
have no idea
bro,
what I'm talking
every
about.
day you're gonna look at it. And then you look at it. Yeah, you know, you're right. But you're gonna look at it, and it's gonna annoy you. And that's good because they'll make you do something about it. Maybe you're
think you
gonna
should-
end up doing the project.
I mean, just for the, not the
You could do a
expensive
sticky
painting.
note. That's what I do.
Well, just get a whiteboard and use a permanent marker
Or just put the whiteboard on the wall.
with a permanent marker, because then you can't erase it.
Well, then, no,
Unless you
just
have
get another
alcohol.
whiteboard next to it.
Multiple
Doesn't
whiteboards.
hit.
Yeah.
I don't think
Regardless,
that-
you're right about the gambling
All
thing.
in
I
big
think there are some
whiteboard.
esports that would let you do it, namely CS. If you got your own CS team, you could 100% do it. Or any Valve esport. You could get a Dota and a CS team. Valve is...
No, it would be nice. I mean, I like the gamble part of it because I like to gamble on my own team, but I don't think that'd be allowed. I think it's illegal. I don't think you can bet on your own team. And that's what I want to do.
That's a good question. It probably is illegal.
Do that.
It's definitely
Okay,
illegal,
you're smart.
especially if you. Yeah,
That's
Pete
definitely
Rose
illegal,
did it.
yeah.
He wasn't even a fucking player. But I have a question for you guys, since you're esports people. If I start an esports league, but it was just Mario Kart,
Stocks.
Nintendo 64.
Oh.
Is that possible? Or am I going to get sued by Nintendo for saying that?
No, you just go to a retirement home near you.
Okay, listen. There's many reasons why that wouldn't work. One of them.
Here, you little shit.
Okay, Nintendo is notorious for they do not. They would never let that happen in a million years.
Japanese copyright law is a lot more stringent in the U.S.
Yep.
They put people in jail.
Fine. Sega CD tournaments.
You could. There is a thriving Mario Kart Wii community.
That's still Nintendo, buddy.
Yeah. But it is. When I say thriving, I mean there's like 100 people who do it.
Like these guys, I'm not gonna. If you were to do that, if they said yes across the board, yeah, this entire league, you would go live for one stream and you would get DMCA'd instantly. They would crush it to a crisp. Literally, since it's their game being played, they just take it down.
Doesn't what's his name? Doesn't Mizkif play Mario 64 all the time?
Yep. But
You could play it, but you couldn't start a league.
Yeah.
So this has been attempted many times in Smash, where they've attempted to start a circuit where you have a bunch of different Smash tournaments that all lead to one huge Super Bowl of Smash tournaments. And consistently every time Nintendo has shut it down.
Yeah, I got DMCA'd by Apple twice for watching their event. Like, I literally just watching their event, commenting on it from a stock and an equity perspective and a company valuation. They hit me twice in a row. And I was like, how is this even possible? And their lawyer team is insane. Like, there's only 3 things I fear in this world: my wife, the IRS, and Apple's legal team. That's it.
I actually wonder if you counterclaimed if they actually would have taken the bait.
They just won't answer their fucking emails.
Yeah, but okay, listen, for example, because people say the same thing about Apple. That is it for the Olympics, right? They're crazy at the MCA, and I took the fight with them. They DMCA'd me, and I counter.
I have kids, X.
Oh, okay. Well,
I got a mortgage, okay? I got there are certain things that I have to be, like, okay, buddy, I just won't do it again,
Yeah, I mean, I have no responsibilities, and I pay my house as cash, so I'm chilling.
That is crazy.
Yep. If tomorrow I go to zero, fuck.
My house is cash.
Do you want to know how X lives his life? When he moves a house, he doesn't bring anything with him. He just has an Amazon cart that he already has set up that he clicks buy now, and it's like multiple thousands of dollars, and then all the shit will come to the house.
Bro, when I was 26, I was living in a car that didn't work anymore. I was drinking a 5th of vodka a night, smoking 2 packs of cigarettes, doing about 10 oxys a day, and had no money. I was completely fucking broke and was dying in a hospital before I got my life together. And I'm thinking to myself, this dude just said, how old are you again, Felix?
27.
27.
I'm old.
This dude said I'm buying houses cash. Hey, I'm proud of you, buddy.
Oh, thank you, man. Listen. I just feel like, well, it's bad because you're not billing credit. You're not billing any. Like I forgot. Basically, if you don't borrow money, you don't show them that you can pay it back, right? Isn't that how that works? I bought my house in Vegas, and then it was something to furnish it, and they didn't let me buy fucking blinds because I didn't have the credit score for it. That's how bad my credit score was. So I was like,
but who needs a credit score when you got the money, right?
Yeah, true, but still, it was kind of crazy that like I never built a credit score or whatever, and I never worked on that. But yeah, it's just because listen, I'm all about, in my opinion, especially in a field like this, like making content, whatever, and trying to have fun. It's all about peace of mind, right? And if I can buy myself peace of mind, I always do, because I don't want to like look at like fucking bills and bullshit, and deal with paperwork all the fucking time.
Did you say you don't want to deal with a what?
Paperwork, bullshit all the time.
Bills?
Like,
Bullshit. I thought he said
reminders, bills, just all the time. If I can buy myself out of it, I do. And I wake up in the morning, I got nothing to think about. I boot my stream, it's ready, boom, done. It's more RAM. I see life like RAM in your computer, right? You can have RAM.
Oh, I'm
right?
shaking my head to something else, but yeah.
you have memory. If you have a bunch of dog shit stacked up, you have less that you can use to think and have fun or whatever, right? It's all stacked full of garbage. So if I can offload and it's free some space, I always do.
But let me
min-maxed your life so that you can use most of your RAM for streaming and having peace of mind.
But think about this too. This is something that maybe because I'm the old guy in the stream here and I've gone through some shit. The best ROI, the most important ROI is time. And when you say I don't have time for bullshit so I can pay for things, it's like my grandfather told me when I was younger. I said, why do you pay someone to mow your grass? He goes, because he goes, why would I do it myself if I could pay somebody else to do it for me? And I respected that. But at the same time, even if you don't have money, just remember that you don't get your time back. Like, it's something that as you get older, it sounds cliche, but the older you get, the faster it starts going, and you start saying, holy shit, all that chance I had. So you can always get money back. You can get things back. You can't get your time back. So while you're doing that, X, make sure that you're living your life and enjoying it, but make sure you're taking care of it and at least living a little bit of life and enjoying it, because you don't get this back. You can't.
Yeah, right.
There is no ROI better than your time and what you do with that time. So just make sure that you do find a healthy balance. Enjoy it. Do your thing, but don't use it streaming as a coping mechanism either. And I'm not trying to be a fucking doctor here.
I mean, you're not wrong. I just feel like sometimes, like, this. Listen, I don't want to be negative, but I feel like you go to the DMV, your day's ruined. That's it. Boom. Right? Literally. If I had to go to the DMV on a day, right? I go out in the fucking sun. I go in there in this bullshit room, and you have to wait and be with all these people. The day is ruined. And there's so many things in life that, like, you can sometimes. This is a very privileged take. Okay, it's a very privileged take. That if I can offload to somebody else or something else, I always do, because it's like, dude, otherwise, bro, so many things will ruin my day. Like, I stay on the phone with some company for like an hour and a half, do this for an hour. Bro, it's like the day isn't fun anymore, man. It's just not.
No, don't feel bad about that. Dude, you are literally, you have the opportunity to use the money in a good way. You are getting your time back with that money. You're just spending the rest of it streaming, but you're doing that. So there's nothing wrong with that. People wish they could. If you can afford, there's no, like I said, there's no better investment than your time. You're literally using your money to invest in more time. It's something that is almost impossible for 99% of people to do.
All right, let's go around. X, what is your greatest day-to-day joy? Give me one or two things.
As a whole, I have a bunch. I'm all about the small things. For me, I don't like big things, because it's like you expect them to, like, oh, I want a lot of happiness out of this big thing, and you big expectation, big things, whatever. I'm all about the really small things, right? To me, I'm not kidding about this. It's very, very small. I have a stream, a popsicle, right? A popsicle, having a big popsicle that I get, and eat that. Okay. Going out and biking for a little bit. I've been really, really enjoying that. Laying down in the shower, I like that a lot. Watching a movie and ordering a bunch of snacks off of Uber Eats. This is like really small things that you can buy that aren't really expensive, but they make me so much joy in comparison. It's like, why do I have to explain to anybody if it makes me? So these small things, like, they make my days like. In my stream, I go biking up in the hills over here. And I'm like, wow.
Lay down in the shower.
Oh yeah, I fucking love doing that, man.
No, like you sit in the shower there, or you just like spread eagle in the water. Like, how do you, like?
Are you flat?
It depends.
Like, how do you breathe? Like, the water's in your face. It's got to be uncomfortable. And if you're face down, I mean, I know you said never mind, but
so I mean, I've been a long time ago. I had to get out of my Texas house because it was unsafe, and I ended up renting a bunch of houses, and they all had different showers, right? So I started experimenting in showers and which one are the best, whatever. And it depends what kind of shower setup you have. Is it long? Is it tall? Is
like a standard poor person shower? Like, I just have a square flat shower.
That still works. It still works. You can still sit down.
I can't lay down in my shower.
You can still sit though.
My house is 1,300 square feet. That's probably the size of your bathroom.
I sit like this in the shower, Stocky. And then my back is to the hose, so it goes in the.
I can tell neither of y'all have small children, because the fact that you have time to do that. Like, I get, like, enough time to get wet, since I'm usually coming out of the shower with soap still on me because somebody's broken something somewhere.
What are your great pleasures, Stocky, then?
I have one great pleasure. And that is that I cut my stream, and I'm not going to get all sentimental, but I promised myself that I'm not breaking the cycle of abuse and drugs and alcohol that my whole family's gone through with my children. I'm creating a new one. I hate the idea of breaking a cycle. I like the idea of creating a new one. So I used to stream until market close every day, and then I stopped streaming around 1 to 2 because I made a promise, and that I am lucky enough to be able to do what I do. I look at my chat all the time, and I'm the one who has the parasocial problem because I look at my chat oftentimes like somebody who with that got a kidney donation from somebody, right? Like, it's like you got a second chance at life. Like, I got my shit together. I started working my way through life again, and at 35 years old, this community embraced me, and now I have this second life, and I it's great. So I love doing that, but I said I'm not going to not do what my parents, not be my parents. I'm just going to learn what to do differently by not doing what they did. So I stopped streaming. I started streaming till 1 because I made a promise. And that because I'm in this position to be able to work from home and be here, that I will spend 1 hour minimum every single day, no matter what, one-on-one with my daughter. And it has been the greatest joy that I have ever had, because for the first time in my life, I matter to somebody. They don't judge me. They don't care. They get joy just from seeing me. I get to help bring them something, and I get to give them something, but they give me more than I give them, and it's just pure love. I want nothing but good for her, and she wants nothing but attention for me. She doesn't care how much money I make. She doesn't care what. She just wants daddy around, and it is something I've never had, and I'm so thankful for it, and I will never, ever not be forever grateful for my community and for that to have that hour of my day every day.
That's good. That's really nice. That it's already kind of like built in as like a system, so you don't have to fucking like compromise or whatever because it's already built in. I think a problem is that when things start being compromises, you don't want it to compromise when it comes down to like.
There is no compromise. That's why my title is part-time streamer, full-time dad.
Yeah.
I first time in my life I've put my priorities the right way, and it's very good. I spent my whole life caring about what other people.
You're
think
just one
about
kid?
Me. No, I have a son now too. I just keep
He
forgetting
didn't
I
make
have
the
one.
list.
Well, he's a fucking potato right now. He can't speak. All I do is
whatever.
first of all, okay.
Hour for the daughter,
and he's also kind of ugly. Like, I'm hoping it works out for him. Like,
what the hell, man?
What? My daughter's like, she just was born with those perfect eyes, and she's great. I mean, listen, it's like when you put in a ball of dough into the oven, right? Like, it doesn't look like you. Hopefully, when it comes out, it comes out good. I'm waiting for the dough to rise.
If it comes out bad, it's because it's your dough.
Okay, but at least.
Imagine when he grows and he sees the VOD. Like, what?
Oh man, you should. My kids are gonna see the internet one day, be like, oh, my dad was a famous, well, bullshit, but was known in the finance world. He must have been really. Oh my god.
It's all right. Twitch will delete your VODs after 60 days. He'll never see shit.
What? Okay, hold up then. Before we go to Ludwig about his thing, bro, aren't you like since you do stocks all the time?
Oh, here we go. You already tried this in my chat. It failed, but go ahead.
Aren't you balling out? Aren't you like rich? I don't get it.
I do pretty well. I do pretty well.
Okay.
But I don't pander to my community and ask them for money. I've never asked them for money. I've never asked them for subs. I don't sell courses or anything like that. I have a bullshit little morning news program I do, and that's it. I don't want. I like the idea of not feeling like I have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I do well enough trading and investing, and I do enough with whatever I have that I'm very comfortable and very happy. And I feel like at this point in my life, like if I was 22, fuck that, I'd sell out like crazy. But at this point in my life, I am happy with where I'm at, what I'm doing, and who I am, and not having to compromise for it, and I'm good.
I'm sorry, I thought I was muted.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I ain't doing a fucking charity service. If I stop getting paid, fuck them, I'm out.
Oh no, I mean, I never want to make people feel like they have to like support it, bro. Like,
oh, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about like you were asking like you're doing really well. Like, shouldn't I be doing great? I do just fine, and I just. Listen, the brand is being scuffed. Make them think you're poor, and they fucking think you're one of them. They stick around longer.
Oh, and then they use the Twitch Prime sub for free every 30 days, and you get a little thing that you click on. And
yeah, that doesn't work on my channel, buddy.
I miss it so much.
What are you talking about? Man. You just told me you got. Never mind.
No, I mean I love YouTube. I just miss farming.
Well, you're not going to miss it now because they're taking 20% more starting this month.
Oh yeah. Well, no, probably not for X, right?
Wait, who is? Nope.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah,
they told me everybody.
Contract? Yeah, that's what they say, but there's
well, they're just
like
not upping my contract. Like, they're literally just going to my contract and they're going, What you? Hey, listen, you assholes! Don't prime sub to me. I don't want your fucking charity. Okay, go give it to
No, you can't. You
People that
can't do
deserve
the
it like me.
I tell them to go get Turbo because that
Yeah.
way they get it. Because here's my thing: as a
They
finance
increased
streamer,
Turbo's price.
if I know they did, but probably my fault because I've been pushing it. But here's the thing: I tell them if I'm a finance streamer and I tell you to sub to me, number one, I'm giving you terrible fucking financial advice because I'm telling you to subscribe a subscription-based model to free content. That's dumb, number one. And I'm telling you to waste your money when you should be using that on yourself. And number two, if you're in the finance world and you invest or something like that and you're asking people for money, there's an issue, okay? You're obviously not doing something right. But more importantly, I just tell them it's about your ROI. If you want to spend your Prime or your $5 to not watch 5 minutes an hour of ads, you're telling you that you're worth more than $5 an hour. Your time is worth more than that. That's the only way I think it's good is if you want to do that. That's why I say get fucking Turbo and watch all of them for free or without ads, or just VPN into Iceland. Oh wait, I'm not.
I think Turbo should get streamers paid. Like
they just
YouTube
added that. They
Premium.
just added that this month. I think you get like
You're
1
memeing.
cent per hour.
Oh, that's great. So you basically get what would be the ad view of a Turbo user.
Basically,
Kind of,
yeah.
yeah.
Like now they say your
that's
ad
amazing.
revenue and Twitch Turbo revenue.
Because the YouTube Premium payout is pretty decent.
I don't know. Nobody watches my YouTube.
Yeah. I don't keep track of my YouTube rev either. YouTube is YouTube. I don't give a fuck.
Oh.
It's like the more sustainable platform.
Well, I know, but like my RP or my CPM is like $27 to $30 because I'm a finance guy, but like 80 people watch a video. So
That is so high.
well, yeah, well, it can be, especially because it's finance. Remember, people are going to pay. A finance company is going to pay way more for ads because they want to target their audience. If somebody gets signed up for a credit card with Chase and they don't know how to use a credit card or a bank account, that Chase is going to make 20, 30 grand off them in a lifetime. So it's worth the thing. You know, Diablo's going to throw shit at a wall and hope that you don't hate their product.
Okay, yeah, true. But Ludwig, where the fuck are you?
What? Oh, I'm in Texas. I'm with my Valorant team. They're in playoffs to make it to the major leagues.
Wait, what city?
In Dallas?
Oh, how far is that from Austin?
Optic? A few hours.
Lud, if I give you $100, will you just go outside and yell Cowboys suck?
No. I
Okay,
definitely-
better.
Definitely
Emmett Smith
won't.
was a mid at best.
Was a mid isn't even a sentence, so I'll say that.
Okay.
Also, most people wouldn't even know who Emmett Smith is walking on the street.
In
you know.
Dallas, nobody's gonna know who Emmett Smith.
I guess in Dallas, maybe I'm wrong about that. I'll
Who
give
the
him.
fuck is
I'll
that?
give case in point there, but
Is that the old CEO of Twitch?
No, it's don't do it, Stucky.
He's
Don't make a
damn
JFK joke.
close.
Don't do it.
he's damn close though.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, this has been fun, but remember that hour a day? We're about to cut into it, and
Okay.
although this is a blast, I've actually really had a good time, and we should do this again. It doesn't matter. Nothing in this world is going to stop me from having that hour a day, and that starts in 6 minutes. So I'm going to have to let you guys go. You guys are welcome. X, if you want to go live right now, I will literally
He's
raid you
live.
with all 30 people, and you can talk with Lud. I know you're not, but it was an idea. I know. Fuck 10,000. That's my starting screen, you fucking small streamer. I get it, okay?
I've been live leeching off the shit the whole time.
Wait,
He's
what?
been live for 15 and a half hours.
I just figured I'd throw you a couple hundred extra viewers.
Bro, he thinks I do it for free.
Oh.
Holy shit.
He's farming for content. I'm the only one who's doing this, honestly, here, Stocky.
No, you
Not
weren't
funny for
honest
me.
because you stayed after you were supposed to leave when Felix came on.
Well, it's also I got a meeting coming up. I got an all hands in 20 minutes here, so.
You should pass by Austin before you go home.
And that is not how planes work, but I will be in Austin soonish.
Is there no JSX you can take?
I don't think it would just be like a different flight.
What do you mean, bro? JSX goes hard. You
It
ever
does
seen
go
JSX?
hard. I do love JSX. I don't know if you've flown JSX.
I
Stocky.
love JSX.
JSX is amazing.
I took my first ever business class trip back from Amsterdam in my life. And
that's a treat because
but it's only because I waited till the
That's
last
a treat,
minute
then.
and they gave it to me for $700, whatever. I just booked a
last second
flight to
upgrade.
Paris and they want $5,000 extra for me to get business class from economy. And as somebody who grew up so poor that like there was no such thing as I'm not doing that. Like there's no way I can justify that.
I'm flying Spirit So
Spirit to
Around
Paris.
today.
Okay.
no, to LA.
Yeah, there's
3 hours. 3 hours, yeah.
It's not bad. It gets the job done.
Bro,
Anyway,
He's
But
still gonna
wait,
be in the
these
front
planes-
seats
Wait,
of
wait,
Spirit.
wait. Stop lying. Wait, these planes don't even have like first class anyway. The planes that do these 3-hour flights, they have.
They do. They have like
They do.
3 or 4 seats where it's like 2 seats instead of 3, and they're a little bit bigger.
I walked into a
rarely,
plane.
rarely.
I
guys,
walked into a
guys,
plane where they had
I
it.
gotta go.
Yeah,
I'm out. Thank
Okay,
you
all right.
again, Lud, for coming on. This is wild.
later.
I don't think we got anything from this that was good, but I appreciate it.
Nope.
Felix, appreciate you coming on and bringing the insight. That was
Well,
actually a
it
fun
wasn't
conversation.
Totally valueless.
No, it
So
was
many
actually a
checks
lot
I
of
was
fun, and I
canceled for
actually had a good
streaming.
time. But I'm not good with
that was
the hugging good stuff. Like I didn't get hugged as a kid, so I don't do well with that. So this is my way of trying to be like a polite and thankful. So thank you, Lud. I appreciate you. Look forward to seeing you soon. Felix, thanks for joining us. And listen, answer your DMs, and we can actually have a serious convo if you
won't.
still want
He
to.
won't
I
do
know
that.
he
Yeah,
won't. You won't
I'll
need to either.
do it.
Yeah, sure. All right, guys. Thank you so much, chat. Thank you guys so much for being here. This was a lot of fun. This was unexpected, but what a day and what a conversation. So thank you again, Lud and Felix. Guys, take care, and I'm out. I will see you guys later. I gotta take my shirt off, so I'll see you in a bit. Bye. What are you talking about? I take my shirt off at every stream. They act like that's weird.